Well, I went yesterday I was in Maine and I had to drive my father to Boston. I got home about 11 last night, and this morning Sid and I put all the little spacers, let me see if I can show you. Those are the spacers, and they're all over the place to keep so there's a certain amount of concrete underneath and a certain amount of concrete on the top. I also put in this little shelf here. See, so there's no way to do it perfectly, but with this shelf right in here, what I can do is when the floor gets floored, the floor will be level to here. So I'll have a little bit of concrete. The panel is actually as wide as this. That's how big the panel for the house is. So it's a wide panel. This will block some of the heat going through, but it won't stop all of it. Some will get through. It's, it's the way it is. All the radiant tubing is all tied, and we put in some hot and cold water lines, which will be in this lab too. So we're doing pretty good. I've got to tomorrow take this box apart right here, and on top is like a pressure gauge, and I've got to tighten up everything inside and then pump it up to 50 pounds PSI and then let it sit. So that air will go through all of these tubes, and it should stay pretty much pressurized. If it doesn't, like it goes to 30 or 35, there's a leak someplace, and then I have to find where that leak is. So that's a little bit of a problem. But they're basically, each piece goes out, goes like a snake, and then comes back. So there shouldn't be anything, and it's pretty tough. It's a pretty tough product. So there shouldn't be any. And you'll also get some variation because of the temperature change. So if I pump it up to 50 PSI in the morning, by nighttime, it may drop a little because the temperature changes, because your pressure changes according to hot or cold. You might know that from your tires and stuff. So we're doing pretty darn good here. I don't think it'll get poured this week. It could get poured Friday. I doubt it. I got to pressure test it tomorrow, let it sit overnight. If all's well, then I can tell them, yep, you can come anytime on Friday. So this section here, where you see I built this box, this is in the bathroom. And you may notice the tubing in there is relatively tight. And there's a reason for that, because if I put the tubing very tight, this is going to be, of course, cement, and then it'll be all tile. There's not going to be, it's going to be a curbless shower here. So in here, where this is going to be a 4-foot drain that's going to go along right down in here. So the bathroom is basically, there'll be the cabinet over there, the sink, toilet over there, closet over here, and there'll be a wall on the end here where the shower head will be up above. And this was what's called a linear drain. So this drain will come, it's 4 feet long, and I will make the bathroom slope this way because there's no other wall. There's the outside wall and the wall with the shower head. So there's no stepping over anything. There's none of that to do. And then this will all get tiled. I'll have to use a product called DJI, because concrete's too new, and it cracks and expands and contracts. And if you put tile right on that, you're going to end up with cracked tile. So it's this, it's like a separating membrane. And you put thin set down, then you put the DJI, then you put thin set, and then you put your tile. So all of this for that drain is got to be slanted so that it's coming this way, and all the water that's in the bathroom will then come and drain out of this drain. So that's where we are. If we get this poured next week, we're golden. We'll be able to start putting up panels. I got the guy came today and put up a the meter for the socket. I got to do a little bit more digging after because the pipe goes down that way for the electric. Once this is in here, then we can attach a it's sort of like a sub panel for the camper, and that way we'll pull the camper over here and then put the camper will have power all the time. The heat will no longer be an issue. That'll be wonderful. I don't know why it's so high up, but it's got to be some kind of like Vermont regulation, snow and whatever, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's an 8-foot wall there, and I think it's partly because they don't come read it. They come electronically read it, so maybe that way if there's snow and everything else, it's not an issue. But that, I'm hoping, the electrician did that today, and the power company came up, and I talked to those guys, and they were like, oh yeah, this is going to be a simple one, no big deal, you just have to coordinate it with so and so and so and so. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the sooner the better, guys. So we're doing really good, all things considered, time of year and the rest of it, but we're getting there. Once that slab's in, then we're going to be really cooking. It'll probably only take a week or so, and we'll be a house with weather tight. No windows, but a house with weather tight.